you can go beyond level 10, that would be cool, because I would definitely like to see more content past level 10. So come try it out. I don't know what it would take to make them go free to play, but it would be cool. So let's show some interest, get this to grow. It's not a bad game. So EverQuest 2, we're trying to stream a wedding on Sunday. Now the other thing that we're doing, and I'm hoping this will pick up. So yesterday I made mention that I wanted to do within EverQuest 2 some kind of like player versus player housing battles where different decorators will compete against one another to see who can design or decorate a space better than their competitor. Now how the voting for that would occur, yeah, you know, whoever is watching it when it happens, you know, hopefully we could get live results at that time, you know, like here's the grand reveal, and then let you guys vote for it. You know, so if there's only like one person on, then you have ultimate power to say which house you liked better. You know, two people, if there's a tie, then you two could fight, and then the winner could decide. You know, we'll come up with something. But what we're thinking of doing, possibly for our first house battle, is we will have a crate, because you can put crates inside people's homes, and then what we'll do is you're doing an open space. Are we putting the crate? Okay. We have several formats that we're working on, and it looks like for the first one what we're going to do is have two carpenters. Now these carpenters are they're both maxed out in their carpenter skill, right? So we got two carpenters maxed out in their carpenter skill, and what they're going to do is they're going to take, like, say a 1 or 2 story inn, something simple, and then decorate it. And here's kind of how it's going to work, because apparently in EverQuest 2 it takes a long time to really decorate something. I mean, you could put some items in a house and say it's decorated, but it's not going to be cool. You know, with resizing and using the editing tools to really put stuff in there, it's really complicated. So probably what would happen is next Saturday or sometime like that, what we'll do is we'll introduce the two carpenters. We'll take a look at the space that they'll be decorating, just to set the tone. And this will be independent of the regular show that I do. So what we'll do is we'll introduce the carpenter, show you the space, then maybe once or twice throughout that week we can pop in, talk to the carpenters, see how they're doing, take a look at their spaces, you know, and just kind of get a feel for the behind the scenes creation process. Then Saturday we'll do the reveal, and then that person can, you know, hopefully be there to explain what their ideas were, what the final design is like, and then we'll let you guys vote on which house wins. So they get bragging rights. They get 1 week. The reason why they get 1 week, see, my original thought was, hey, why don't we give them like an hour or two? But apparently if you do serious house designing, it takes a lot longer than an hour, because if you use the editor you have to like manually type in commands and get all your angles and stuff just right. So they will have a week. So we're thinking that we'll be able to start this next week, and hopefully if we can generate some interest, then we'll be able to get, you know, more people to participate. So if you're new to EverQuest 2 and you want to participate in something like this, what we can also then do is kind of look at maybe getting you a behind the scenes helper carpenter if your skills aren't that good. You know, like I said, we've got different formats, different ways that you can participate, so it's not going to be for people who solely have their carpentry skills maxed out. We can do teams, you know, we can pair you off with a carpenter, whatever it takes for you to participate, we'll work that into the system. And then we have, like I said, some other formats that we want to try out. So this will be the first one, which is just basically head-to-head, two carpenters. Were we putting any restrictions, like no special items or... Okay, so no merchant bought items or holiday items. So that's going to be a restriction on their house, and we'll go over all these rules. But the reason why we're going to put some restrictions is simply because some folks may have collected items that are no longer available, that the competitor has no access to, and we want to keep it kind of equal. You know, one of the events we might do will simply be like a no holds barred PvP. You know, no restrictions, and then you can use anything. But for this first format, they've put their own restrictions on themselves. So we'll we'll wait for next week to do that. And the only reason why is because we